Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on Dungeons and Patterns. It's a role playing game, originally a live action that we're converting to work online, and we're using Elm for the programming language. So far, we've got the core of the app working, and we've been focused lately on. You know, okay, let's try it this way. Focused lately on internationalization and refactoring. So if you haven't seen I18N, spell it internationalization in English and count the letters in the middle. All right. So for us, that comes because we've got hard coded strings, basically English language strings, kicking around in our text, like I don't know and right, and doors and exits and things like that. So we've been slowly pulling those things into this description file called dungeon.json. Let's see, here it is. Okay, so we've added this translation section, action header, what do you do? Action default, choose an action. What's the pattern? I don't know. And so on. So we've got some done and we're working on others. So let's pick up there and carry on. All right. I've got things I want to change to. So notice this one. Each room has an opening action, dialogue possibilities. Choose an action, shake the box, nothing happens, and so on. The next one has choose an action, ask the elf, whatever. Choose an action. We're putting this every time. That's kind of annoying. We'd like to just put it in there once and have the system, know what to do for choose an action. But we're going to get the strings done first. I'm trying to maintain a little focus for once. Get these English language strings done, and then we'll worry about the other stuff. The other thing on my mind is I said refactoring because I'm still kind of bugged. We've got this duplication. I'm sure there's other stuff elsewhere, but this one I keep bumping into. We look up room name, and then we dig out a thing. We look up room name, dig out something. Look up room name, dig out something. Okay, we're doing a lot of looking up in the room name. Now, I don't necessarily have a good way to solve it, but it's certainly duplication. So we're going to look at it at some point. There's other stuff. I'm not an Elm person really, so real Elm people speak up. But there's definitely things that look like me programming it wrong. All right. We've also got some stuff around this empty game and default room, and then somewhere there's a starting room or something like that. It's all spread around. I don't know. We're going to have to deal with that too. But for starters, let's just work on the dialogue stuff. Well, the main view, let's say it that way. So that starts here is view. Given a model, produce the HTML and the message for it. Okay, we've got scene, and we're just going to go through and see what we see for internationalization needs. Okay, so scene, we already did text. The picture and then the text description of the room comes from the room. Okay, so how about acting? We do a state translate action headers, and you can see what do you do. Okay. I don't see any. I'm not going to worry about symbols. Answer header. What's the pattern? Okay. That's fine. All right, two option judge pattern answer. Okay, that's a possibility. An exits header. So really this one's the one we're on. Well, I don't know. Let's see. I think that comes where is that generated? See, this is one of these examples. There's text here. And I think, if guess equals I don't know, oops. That means to me somebody is probably putting in I don't know somewhere. I don't think it's in this file. Maybe it is. Oh, it is. I don't know. All right. Let's see if that's somewhere else in our text. I don't know. Okay. It's in our to-do. Okay, good. Main.elm. It's the first answer in the patterns list. Okay. All right, so there it is. All right, yeah, this is another one. So the list of possible answers, well, we know it's in the file. Here's prototype, here's proxy, and so on. Okay, so, do we have a translation string for it yet? We do. Okay, we introduced answer.default, but we're not getting it there. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is the more complicated case. Well, I want to get that string passed in down here. Okay. I mean, well, basically, we need to know. I guess we're going to need to know the model, right? Because, let's see, where's an example? State translate some name model. So I think, given that we're going to pull these strings out of the model, I guess I'm going to put them on the model. Well, I guess I'm saying I need the model to do the job. And I don't know whether to put it at the beginning or the end. Where's judge pattern answer? Current guess from the model. And the right answer. Okay, well, let's just say we get the model. And I don't know if anybody else does anything with it. Okay, let's give this thing some definition. So the model, the guess is a string, and the right answer is a string. And they produce a string. What's wrong with that? Judge pattern answer model. Well, I often get this sort of semi-useless error message. Let's go over here. Too many arguments. Main.elm, judge pattern answer. Which are the extra ones? Maybe some parentheses are missing. Oh, I got to do model goes to. All right, so model and then string and then string. Okay, and then the way we get stuff out, I don't know. Well, this string, I don't know, is really state.translate answer.header. How about answer.default? Default model. Okay, so let's see if that works. Should pass all tests. All right, and then we got reactor running in the other window, so we can go over here and look at it. Okay. Interesting here, action.headers. Let me just do a hard reload. Okay. Where's the pattern? I don't know. Well, if we get I don't know, we get an empty result. If we get it wrong, we get sorry, that's not it. And if we get it right, we get right. Okay. Excuse me. Alrighty. Let's go back to to-do. Okay, so to-do. So text from the dungeon description. Yes, that's what we're after. All right, so we've pulled this, and now we've got this string answer.default is really the key for that in the field. I think we're gonna say the structure of this is empty string is fine, but we want to pull this in. Answer.right is right, and answer.wrong is this. Okay. And we'll do the same thing here. Guess equals right answer. Okay, then we're going to give answer.right, and otherwise answer.wrong. And I think I'll just put something weird in here just so we know that we're pulling it from the file instead of the hard coded. Okay, and reload. I don't know gets that. Observer gets sorry, and prototype gets right. Okay. All right. And I think that takes us out of the bottom half here. Okay, just looking for any other strings down here. Okay, so I think we got the view done. All right, that's good. Now we got the answers. I'm going to skip that one. Okay, start is not a visible string to the user, so that's okay. Game 2, initial game. Yeah, this is... Ugh. The problem, I think, is initial game is supposed to be this sort of unknown room that you can't really get to. And if you get here, something is wrong, like very wrong. And I don't know. I'm not sure what game 2 is. Let's see who uses that. Find usages. Load game error. Okay. So if you try and load the game and something goes wrong, we're gonna get this error. Well, we can at least rename it. I'll call it error game for nothing else. And okay, we'll just change that text. I think I'm going to leave it hard-coded English because this is like last-ditch effort kind of thing. All right, and then I almost think initial game ought to be error game. Because when you start, well, it doesn't really matter because load game gets called and then something happens. But let's try that. Okay, so all this stuff, I think we can replace it with error game. Let me... Okay, oops. Let's do that in Elm. All right, so we'll save. Terminals changed. Okay. I think that's a good update. Now we're going to move this up. All right. Model is state. Okay. I don't know. I got this init and initial game. Who uses this? That's the only place? Oh. It's used here. Well, what the heck? Init? Oh, it needs a game in addition to everything else. All right. Well, I think we can cut out the intermediate value there. When we start, you've got an error game, and you're starting out in somewhere. Okay. And I think this will be untranslated, like I said. All right. We're getting down to this. And these patterns. Okay. I know we want to have, I don't know, answer.default. Should be coming from that. Who uses patterns? Where does it get set up? Okay. So let's find usages of this. We define it and then we display it. Okay. Right. So the idea is when, and I don't know if this is going to be too clunky when we get 20 things in the list, but we display the list of patterns in the drop down here. All right, and so this is going to grow to be all 20, 23 or whatever we use. But I think we could get this from the model, and we can get this from the model. All right, so I think the two options, patterns, let's see. I mean, it's doing enough work with it. I hate to repeat the work. All right. But the reality is, right, like we've got these here. We should be able to pull them out. All right. Given a game, I guess that's given a map, which is really going to boil down to a game. Let's see what we got. Game. Okay, game has a default room. Okay, again, we're kind of making up something there. Yet another room, right? Okay, right now the game is the starting room. Okay, it's this map from dictionary to list. All right, so what I could say is a dictionary of room name to room. All right, so I could say, given a game, I want to ask you the patterns for the game, right? That seems reasonable. Go through all the rooms and look up the answer field and tell me the union of those as a set. Right? That seems very sensible. Okay, and we don't have anything that does that. We got one that takes a room and a game and gives us the answer. Okay, so we can get the answer from a given room. All right, and this is where I'm a little... Yeah, we got to look it up. All right. So I want something that gives me all answers. All right, let's make a test for it. And I don't know, it's there's sort of a thing of like what level am I doing this at? And the problem is I've got this two option with patterns and I want to make something that can get the patterns in a different way. So I'm kind of figuring out the right place to put that and then I'm making up a new method that will help me know it. Okay, room knows its answer. That seems like it belongs. Well, okay. This one seems like a room question. Do we have a room test? We do. Room knows its dialogue. Okay, so I'm looking at this room game test. I'll take out that. State test. Game test. Room knows its answer. Notice everything in here is about the room. Nothing's about the game. Okay, so let's take this test and put it over there with the other room tests. I'm trying to put the production code on this side and the tests on this side. All right. So I did a cut. Room knows that. Room knows dialogue. And knows answer. Okay, test that a room knows its answer. And a room knows its dialogue. Okay, the two things I look for that have a slight bit of something to them. All right. I'll save that. Check out my test results. Good. Okay. And now back to game test. Game knows answer for room name. I'm going to say game knows answer. Test game knows all answers. And the way you would do this is you would ask the game well, we'll do let game, we're making a room. Well, we got one room with one puzzle. I think I want another room. Game, make a starting room. It's fine if we start in room 1, but I think room and a list of strings. Okay, so that's one pair. And I don't know, the formatting on these things. Can I do this? Yeah. Okay. And I've got room 2 goes to room, image 2 that I'm not looking at, description 2 that I don't care about, puzzle, and we'll say its answer is composite, just to be different. That. Room, image, puzzle, this, and then a list of exits. I think I gotta close that and close that. And I don't know if I'm allowed to close this down here where I'd like to. Okay, that's better. Okay. Room 1. Why is this in parentheses? Oh, it is a pair. Okay. So that. Okay. All of that in game.allAnswers in the game. And we expect that to equal well, what do we expect? I guess I would like a set of names, and I'm not sure how to make a set constant. Do I have, yeah, okay. I may get a lot of tree stuff on that query. No? Okay, let's say set collection. Oops. Let's go back to our trusty package list. I'm guessing core. We got a set. Build symptom. Is there a from list? Yes. Okay, from list, and I need a list of things. Okay. I expect that to equal from, let's say set.from list, and then proxy composite. Okay, that should be import. Yes. Game.allAnswers. All right. Well, what's the problem here? Well, I know about game.allAnswers is missing. Is that the only problem? All right, let's go find game. We got answer. I'll put all answers here too. All answers. Looks like you give me a game, and I give you a set of string. I read some article on data structures, and like somebody replying just say like set's not a data structure or not. Like what? I think it should be used more than it is used. Let's say that. All right. So all answers for a game equals, and let's just go with set.from list. Wrong. And this is still unhappy. Do I need to parenthesize it? Yeah. It's funny, there's more parentheses required than I kind of expect, but you got very late rules, and this should get a failing test. Yeah. Okay, we got from list wrong instead of from list proxy. Okay. Right, because we don't do anything. All right. So, a dictionary. Let's go back to Dungeon again. We got the whole thing is a game. And one of the things it has is this dictionary from room name to room. Okay, so my hope is I can just get all the values of room and map in to their answers. All right. So if I don't need a room name. I'm hoping. Well, I'm hoping I can do dot map of game And I think that should be a list of rooms, right? Oh, I keep doing that. Okay, the body is dictionary from room name to room. But the type is should be that. Okay, so if I've got a game, now I take I think I can pipe that. I've got the game. Each one is I got to get the values. Okay, let's see if we can do that from a dictionary. Values, yes. So if I take the values, I get the list of rooms in our case. Okay, so if I pipe that to values, okay. The body is list of room. Okay, now I'm getting there. All right, now if you give me a room and you map a room to, what is it? It's a puzzle. Well, I'm going to do it the ugly way first. Okay. I mean, I would like to say, give me room. We'll refactor it. I'm going to say, room, give me your puzzle. And then puzzle, you're going to give me something. Backwards here, too. Puzzle, you've got the answer. Okay, so we'll do it in our game for now. You can give me dot puzzle, gives me the puzzles. And then I think dot answer gives me the answer. Oh, did I not get? Dictionary of K goes to list of something. Values is list of rooms. Where's my room? Room has dot puzzle, I think. Oh, room has an answer. I guess I could ask that. All right, so I've got a list of room. I guess my map is kind of misplaced, right? I want the values from game. And then that gives me a list of rooms. And then from each room, I want to say, what's your answer? Map dot answer. But it's not a function, but was given two arguments. This should be list.map. I don't think that's going to change it. All right. Trying to get there. The body is list to be. Well, that's fine. Okay. Equals. Okay. Values for game. I lost something. All right, take the game. Fetch the map. Oh, dot map. Yes. That gives me the map field. Okay. Gives me the games map gives me the dictionary. Now I want to do values. Map to the values. That's a list of stuff. And then what's the problem with list.map? Okay, let's look at closer. Okay. The argument is list of room. Well, answer, description, exits, all that. That is a room, isn't it? Image. Not quite getting there. All right, I got the values. The argument is list of room. List of room. Okay, maybe I gotta go look at list. Okay, lists map says give me A to B. That's the function applied to a list. Should give me a list. Okay, and if you apply dot answer to every room, not dot answer, just answer. Room dot answer applied to room. Maybe answer should be image. That seems unlikely. Oh, it's not complaining. Hey, there we go. All right. Okay, so game, dig out the map field, which has the dictionary, pull out the values from the dictionary, which is a bunch of rooms, map each room to its answer, and build a set from that. Okay, that's a good thing. All right, so now we can, given a game, tell me the list of possible answers. And we want that to go in our drop down. So we're going to have to do some work up on the UI side. Back in main. This function, two option patterns, where's patterns coming from? Well, it really should be, it really almost should be, it should be this, which is our all answers, plus this slapped on the front. So we got a little bit of work to do yet. But, and I guess I would like the first answer to be always there. I don't know. And then the rest of them to be alphabetized. But normally we take a break about now, and I think it's probably a good time to do it. So let's take a 2 or 3 minute break. We'll come back. We'll get these answers coming from the JSON file instead of coming from this hard-coded list. All right, see you in a couple. Welcome back. All right. In that short time, I realized, we got this helper function in game. We should probably make it as helpful as we can. So the fact is, we really would prefer a list of unique strings in alphabetical order. So let's push that in our test, game test. So instead of set from list, we just expect a list. All right, and instead of being in that order, we've got it in the opposite order, so we want to make sure it sorts. So notice I'm passing in stuff that would naturally come in the wrong order just to make the sorting kind of work out. Okay, now what's your problem? IDE error, okay. Oh, the problem is game does not give a list of these things, so we need this to be a list. Okay, And then I need a set because I could use the same name multiple times in my answers. So I don't want to have proxy, 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 in there 3 times. So I do feel like I need to go through the set part and then convert that to I lost my power. There we go. Okay. We need to convert that to a list. Okay. Import from list. Why dictionary from list? I don't want dictionary. Well, let's import list. Oh. I don't have a from list. I have a set from list. I think I can go set to list. Dot to list. Okay. So let's take that away. All right. Now I have a list. It's going to be wrong. It should be in the wrong order. Test passed. Let's make our test a little harder. Okay. So where did that go? All answers. Let's add another room. We'll add another composite room. Composite. Image 3, description 3. Well, let's call it 2. Is that going to work? Room 2. Image 2. Description 2. Puzzle composite. Oh, needs a comma. Goes to, let's send it back to room 1. Then we'll make this one be room 3 because they got to be unique keys. The names don't matter here, but just to be clear that it's a different room. Okay, they both go back to room 1. All right. Now this should fail. Actually, I don't know if it'll fail or not. It's hard to know because the set could just be deciding like, I'll just put them in order. Or does set to list actually sort them? That would be nice. I think it might actually. Sorted from low to high. All right. Then that's a good change. Okay, so I get my sorted set or my sorted list directly. That's great. All right, so now I have all answers. You give me a game, I'll give you back the list of strings. Okay, and okay. I haven't been testing my views. You may feel like I'm buying myself trouble, and I'm starting to wonder if that's the case. Let's see. Let's go back to main. So anywhere that uses patterns, find patterns. Okay, which apparently is only here. All right, so 2 options, patterns. I really want that to be. Okay, what is that thing doing? I mean, that's kind of big looking. You give me a list of strings. I pipe it to a map that changes a string into an option. Okay, that's pretty good. All right. So again, I just don't know. All right. So I'm going to have this thing that gives me, give it a game, give me the list of answers, which is a good thing. All right. But if I just substitute that, so this is that game of model. Well, if I take the model, if I take the game of the model, I'm gonna put another helper in here. I'm gonna say make options, and you give me the game from the model and the current guess from the model, and then make options. I also need the something else from the model. So maybe make options just takes the model. Okay. So let's let the game equal game of model. I don't know how the overloading is on this. And let's let the guess equal current guess of model in. And now we're going to call two options of all answers from game. And the guess. Does that work? Okay, what's the problem here? Current guess of model. All right, so do I have any other lets? Game equals this. I don't know if I have any lets with two variables. I don't know if I need a comma or anything in there. All right. Elm let statement. Not if I could spell. Nope, they just stand alone. Okay. So what's the problem here? How about the game in the game? Is that helping? Okay. Current guess. Right. All right. Now make options only needs one argument. Okay. And we're saying make options takes a model and it produces a list of HTML message. Okay. Should build, should pass tests, and should look right when it runs. That's the real thing. Except we don't include the default answer thing. So let's get that together. Here. All right, so if I reload, okay, what's the pattern? Notice it doesn't say whatever we made the default was, right? We've got all these, none and TBD, prominently kind of wrong. Okay, so we left off the little starting text, which is dungeon. I don't know. What's the pattern? I don't know. Okay, so we need an answer.default. Okay, and well, there's a way to do this. Let's go back to list. I think it's a colon, double colon. Yeah. A to a list gives me a list with that thing at the front. All right. So, two options right now has all answers. I think I can keep going. So the default answer equals that's our state translate from the model. State translate answer.default to the model. Okay, and this, I think I can say default answer colon that. Need some parentheses. Okay, so I'm saying prepend the default answer to all the answers from the game, and that's your guess. All right, save. Again, test should pass, and now we should have that default answer on the front. Okay, notice I don't know is not coming in right between decorator and iterator. It's right there at the front. Okay, nice. All right. So we've definitely done enough to push. I should have done that before. Let's see. So we'll do an add. Okay, so we I guess it comes under the internationalization category. What strings did we do early on? Oh, we look up the answer strings. This is for puzzle. And then list possible puzzle answers from the game. Is it two S's? Yeah. Okay. And we'll push. All right, let's see our to do. I mean, we'll claim this even now. Today's the 29th. Okay, so we did the starting room. We've done the headings, other text. All right. So we pulled I think that's a reasonable way to say that. And then we pull the well, that's kind of misreadable. Let's see. This is the how about the answer reactions, maybe? Not sure what to call those, but it was like, yes, right. And then pull the puzzle answers from the game. Use it to show options. Okay. I think that's accurate. Let's see how we're doing on internationalization. Okay. We're looking for anything. Well, this one we'll accept. I think we've gotten rid of the use of this. Now, is anybody using it? Unclassified one result. Well, it's being defined. Okay, so we don't need these anymore. That's good. All right. Cool. All right, what else we got? Game. Now, apparently we don't use that anymore, so let's take that out. And let's start being a little more specific. So, I don't know, this may not be Elm style, but I kind of like to break these up so that they're sort of like system ones and then my project. All right. So, and let's be more explicit here. We know we got from list. I guess we got dictionary and from list, module game. Okay. Oh, I guess I don't have to say it if I've been explicit. Okay, what do we got down here? Values. And get. Okay. Looking for any text. I don't see any other text. All right. So game main puzzle. Well, we had this. Sorry, there is one thing. This unknown room. Let's make sure that's on our to-do. That was in main. This was in main. This is in game. Okay. All right, so we're game, we're in puzzle. I think we were happy there. There's not much there. Puzzle's got the dialogue and the answer. Okay. The dungeon, no. Puzzle, room. I think I got a few enough of these. I can just alphabetize them. Oh. If I could aim. Okay, room. Room is also very minimal. The answer for the room, the dialogue for the room. All right, and the state. Unknown guess. Unknown room name. All right, who uses this? This uses, okay, that's maybe with default unknown guess. 31. All right, where are we using that? My other option is maybe I can push this up. Well, we're using it in a number of places. Not a test I don't care about. State I don't care about. Only using it in main, really. Okay, so let's give this. Okay, so first, sorry, we passed. Let's make sure that's there. Okay, so I'm gonna push. What do we got going on here? To do changed. Game we cleaned up basically. Okay, maybe we cleaned up a little. Okay. Let's add done. Okay. I really probably just should set up for a micro commit kind of style or TCR kind of style, you know, like something tests are green, then it's time to commit. All right. This is a little uglier because we've got this unknown guess. And my proposal is let's change the type of state of current guess. So it's going to be string goes to string, and let's just pass in the default value. Default guess, I guess. Okay, so give me the state and a default guess, and I will give you the best current guess. And I don't know, maybe this default guess is not even handling the right way, but I'm going to return default guess. And then I'm going to pull this out. Okay, and I got to find the callers now. I'll just let the compiler do that. Yes, main.elm, and there should be main.elm, right? There should be a state test. Right, state test. Okay. So we got that over here. Okay, expect equal unknown guess. Well, we really want current guess of if you pass in the default guess when it's not in there, we expect default guess to be coming out. I can spell. All right. Expect equal pattern. Current guess of default guess. Okay. And I'm hoping that's just... oh, maybe the order should be the other way around. Let's do that. Current guess. Let's go string to state. And that's really trying to take advantage of this currying idea. So here we got the state coming in and it'll append it on the end there, in effect. So we have current guess with default guess. That should be okay. All right, now we still main is still going to complain. Well, what else we got? I cannot find an unknown guest variable. 46. I think we're not in the right place. Okay, watching for changes now. Main. All right, so main calls current guess a number of times. And it was it unknown before? I don't know what E means. Ah, exposed. Okay. I thought there was a way to get a diff like automatically. Is that this? Yes, unknown guess. I don't know. All right. Where's the errors? Current guess model. And then I guess we want to say default guess. We'll make that up here. Oh, actually, that doesn't come from there, does it? I don't know is from the dungeon. It's really answer.default. Okay, well, this may be... Okay, this is given a model. All right. Let's current guess. Let's also say default guess. And it's going to be a translate thing. Answer.default. Default answer equals this with default answer. Okay. One more place. Current guess model. Just move this one up. Current guess, default answer, and model. Okay. Save. Yes. All right. Okay. So we took something that was down in the guts. We pulled out a way to feed in the default answer for it. I'm not sure that's necessarily the best, but that's okay. And then I don't think we need these parentheses here and here. Those I think are needed. What about the other lets? Thought we had one more place where we had over parenthesized. No? Okay. Again, this should just pass. Oops. All right, so we moved good. What else we got here? Unknown action. Oh, and the part that hurts on this is I'm looking at the unknown room here. The deal is, like, the only way this happens is if there's an error in the JSON, and here I am compensating for it later on. It's like I can't trust my JSON. Well, I can't, because I don't know if you've ever edited stuff like this, but it's a little too easy to make a mistake. All right, so I think what I really need to do, and I put that off. I don't think I can. I don't know of a way to constrain it in the JSON. Like, I'm saying, every exit must map to a valid key. Okay, if that holds, then this can never go wrong, and that's fine. If the room name is a member of the visited places, then we can tell you that's definitely the room you're in. Okay, this unknown. Oh, maybe this is different. So this is tied in when you're in a room and you've never gone through the door. We give you a question mark icon, and maybe that's what that is doing. Let's find usages. Well, this one still sticks out as being wrong, but let's find usages on this one. Room name, room model, game image off of the room name. So we know there's an unknown image somewhere. Let's see. We should be able to see it up here. Source images. Right, unknown not GIF. Should be that question mark. Yes. Okay, so that's actually an image name. So that's not, maybe that's not a problem. But this one, that's definitely a problem. Okay, I see it's used here. I assume that's the only place. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the same, I say technique. We're going to say, you should tell me the action you want to do if somebody somehow, I don't know, what are they doing? Well, if their current action just doesn't make sense, I don't know what would cause that. And they selected it because it was there in the list. So I don't think this can really happen in normal use. If it does, there's some sort of internal error going on. All right, but what we'll do is we'll do the same thing here. We're gonna put something in, make the compiler compensate for it. Okay, so current action, and this is default action. Capital A. Okay, and then we're going to say use that. And then the usages should be like, oh, nobody else is using that. Okay, so let's pull that from here. All right, and if we go to main, I suspect main will not build now. Someone should not build. String found. Current action of model. Well, current action of model takes an extra argument now. The argument it takes is it wants the default action, which is choose an action. All right, so right here we need to do a state translate. And that should be action.default. Okay. Let's check number 2. Ooh. State test, main, line 94. Current room model. Well, I didn't see anything that changed that one. State test, I can believe it's got problems. Okay. Current action with a default action. Then in this case, we should get the default action. Okay, but current action with default action should get my trigger if it's valid. Now, I don't know what's going on over here. If that really is a problem. It's not. Okay. Right. So again, we did this same sort of move. If you have some sort of hard-coded string down on the bottom level, then you're saying like, hey, make the users give you that string instead of you making it up. And so we pushed that all the way up to the main and said, when you're asking for the current guess, if you've got a default guess you want, that's fine. All right. So that was on the current action. So we'll say the same thing here. Git add git commit. So we make the state current action use a provided or use a default provided by its caller. All right. And it's a handy move to take stuff like that's hard-coded down at a low level and then push it all the way out. I mean, this is a small system. We got, kind of half a dozen files that are really actively doing stuff. All right, well, we're due for another break, so let's take 2 or 3 minutes. And I think when we come back, let's tackle this challenge. It's the dungeon JSON. Let's get this default action put in place. So just like we did for a default answer on the puzzle, I'd like to have the default answer, default action be pulled from this instead of hard-coded. So we'll provide one on the front of every dialogue and go from there. So see you in 2 or 3 minutes. Welcome back. Alrighty, so as always, I seem to think of something else while there. But notice this: choose action headers. Let's see what's going on with that, and then we'll jump into the other problem. Okay, so this is acting, I guess. State action.default. That doesn't sound right. Action.headers. Oh, action.headers. From model. All right, what do we got going on here? Oh, it's action.header. I think we put an error in just to make sure the non-translation didn't create an issue, but let's see how that goes. Oops, reload. There we go. All right, let's check that in too. Okay. All right. So now we want to get this choose an action thing coming in from our dialogue. All right. So the dialogue choose an action is action default. So let's just find action default in here. Default action.default. Okay, there's acting. And that's our default action there. All right, well, here's get action response. And I think it's kind of the same deal. We've got well, no, we got to find our selects. Okay, there's two options. Oh, yeah, we did that again. Okay. So here we've got two options, triggers action. Well, we need another option. So two options converts a list, which is triggers. List.map that. Okay, so action, let's get the default. Default action is this thing. And that is that, state.translate. Okay, that parent is extraneous. Okay, so our dialog, we got default action, and then the list triggers. Well, we're mapping each trigger. What are we mapping? Well, triggers, let's go down here, is a list of strings. That doesn't sound quite right, does it? I guess it does. This action, we only know the actions, so those are the triggers. Okay, so I think what we can do here is we're just going to append that thing to it just like we did the other. So we got the list.map of triggers. So my triggers here, or triggers, my action dialogues. Yeah, so I think we want to put two options triggers. Well, we want to get the default action added to the trigger list. Okay, so I think we can do that here. It's just kind of a question of how bad does it look. But I think we're going to say default action appended to triggers, or pre-appended to triggers. Should give us the default actions. And get action response. Well, I think we got a little bit of off here. Get action response, my action dialog. Get action response. I think I gotta get my type straight. All right. You know, there's supposed to be ways to do this. What's the tool for it? Elm. Sorry, if I go here. No Elm in here, huh? I installed that Elm helper thing, and I'm hoping it... No? Apparently, once in a while, it suggests something. I thought it was supposed to have a way to... generate module info. An Elm format. Those are good things. I'm supposed to have one that generates the template for me, or the whatever you call this description thing, which I appear not to be using at all anywhere. this thing, the sort of prototype. All right, what's my action? Well, let's just put something and see what we get. All right, so my action, that's the trigger. I think this should be like empty. All right, I think we can figure out what's going on from this. Let's, come on. Let's delete this. There's must be a format thing or something that will do it. Okay, so save that. Let's run it. Now what I'm expecting is choose an action twice. All right, so we'll reload. Choose an action. Yeah. And if you take the first one, I think one of these is going to get a question mark. No? Shake the box, nothing happens. Press the button. Say my name. Okay, there's something odd going on. Let's reload that again. All right, notice we've got the second item selected. I'm going to edit my thing here. Let's take this out. The first of these. See how this room does now. Oh, there we go. Choose an action gets the question marks. But it's selecting the right thing. Press the button. Choose an action. Okay. Yeah, so this, I guess I'm saying this, that can be that, but this is saying if you default action, you shouldn't get any response, okay? Which is sort of what we want by default. All right, so I'll save that and reload this. Choose an action starts off empty. If I change and then change it back, excuse me, back to empty. Okay. That was pretty easy. All right, let's take these out. All these choosing actions. Oops. What did I do last time? Stop. Okay. Okay, this one that has nothing in it. That's interesting. I mean, it does have one in it because we always have choose an action. But empty dialogue, that's an interesting thing. Probably would have been better to just make that happen before I entered all those in, wouldn't it? But, you know, I'm trying to look at the perspective of the person writing the puzzle. Like, they don't want to fill in this all the time. They being I. But I've got several that just aren't quite, they don't really have anything. Mostly it's games that don't really or the puzzle was just too hard to do as a word description. Maybe that's the way to say it. Or else I just totally didn't decide how to do it. Like this beam of light, you've got these sort of a prism and a candle, and if you put discs in a certain order, then something happens. Well, if you got 3 discs, you got like 8 or 16 combinations, because you could have no discs too. And you've got the order of them all. I don't know. Just starts sounding overwhelming. And I probably could have. Oops. I probably could have found a way around it, but yeah, I just wasn't ready to. Okay. Our file should still load. Reload. All right, let's go through the door. Let's go through another door. You see a scroll. What's the pattern? Choose an action. Pick up the scroll. Okay, if we go back and then back, we keep the same thing in our list. That's good. What's the pattern? Well, let's go for composite. Right. All right. That's good. Let's lock that in. So we've... let's just make sure we ran tests one more time. I can't tell if it knows I didn't really change anything. There we go. Okay. Let's check in. Now, I really thought that was going to take a lot longer. Sorry. Git add dot. Git commit. Add default action. When building the options, remove from JSON file. More text comes from the dungeon description. Okay, so the other ones we did were default, action, and answer. I should be getting a new keyboard any day. Default, action, answer in state are provided from JSON instead. Okay. Okay, I think that's accurate. All right, do we want to do this? Can have hallways with no puzzles. Yeah, that's still there. Let's see, can I show you the problem? I've got a map here somewhere if I can find it. Well, we have it in here. Yeah. Okay. So notice like 1C, it goes to G or L, and it also goes to this big long hallway, D, J, E, F. We would like that hallway to be its own entity. And the reason it can't be so far is that every room has a solution. And so I would like to do something, I'm not quite sure what, but I would like to do something to say there's no puzzle in this room. And if there's no puzzle, it would be nice if this went away. And if there's nothing to say, then this shouldn't be there. And I probably should do that anyway. If I have no dialogue defined for a room, then why do I need something that says choose an action? You know, there's no actions. So the whole section ought to go away. I'm not quite prepared to do that, but maybe I should be. Okay, so if you have no answer, then I want this to go away. Let's see. So how do you exit the room? Well, you just go through the door. There's no solving the pattern or solving the puzzle. Okay. And if you look at the description now for C, it says its exits are G, L, D, J, E, F, right? I would rather have it exit to the hallway, hallway 1 or something, and let that be. Now, I could do that now, right? I could define the room. Maybe that's step 1 is just do it, and the choice is none. Let's try that. So we'll make a room with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exits. I'm not going to worry about this little hallway, but these two. Okay, I'll call this hallway 1, and we'll do it in the JSON and see what the consequences are. Okay, so hallway 1, let's do it after. Well, maybe we should do it first. That's easy enough. Okay. We have our starting room up here somewhere at the top. Starting room is 1A. Okay. Even if I put the hallways first, that's not going to mess it up. Let's call it level 1, hall 1. Okay. That thing is, I don't have a hallway image. Let's just pull this. Okay. And let's make a hallway 1 GIF, and we'll cheat. Let's duplicate this. All right, so we're just trying to get going. All right, so we got the description, then we got a puzzle, which has, it's got a dialogue that is empty. List of dialogues. I don't know what the problem is there. Oh, I guess puzzle has dialogue in answer. We'll do that for now. Answer none. Then after puzzle is exits. And that's where we're going to get creative here. Okay, the exits on hallway 1. C, D, E, F, J. Well, let's do it. Yeah, let's do that. C, D, J, E, F. We'll kind of go in order around this way. C, D, E. Well, let's do an order, alphabetical. I don't know. All right, well, we'll start there. C, D, E, F, J. Does that cover them? C, D, E, F, J. Okay. Then hallway 2 is H, J, K. Well, that's pretty easy. All right, so let's take this one. Hallway 2, same image, same explanation. H, J, K. Done. Okay. Now, who gets affected? All right, we're doing our game design thing. Room C should go to G, L, or hallway 1. Room C, G, L, or 1 hall. Oh, come on. 1 hall 1. Is that how I wrote it? Yes. Okay. Room D should go to 1 hall 1 or 1K. 1 hall 1 or 1K. Room J should go to 1 hall 1 or 1 hall 2. And you may notice I'm pulling off a bunch of stuff on these things, so that's a good thing. J goes to 1 hall 1 or 1 hall 2. Doing these, I couldn't help thinking of closures, where you take a graph and you broaden out to everywhere you can reach from. It's like, oh boy. All right, J. E is H or hallway 1 or H. E. Is that right? E is hall 1 or H. Looks like I got that room a little bit messed up. 1 hall 1 or H. Okay. And F is B, M, or 1 hall 1. F, B, M, or 1 hall 1. All right. H is M, E, or hall 2. M, E, or 1 hall 2. We did J, and K is D or 1 hall 2. All right. Okay, so let's figure out what we got to do to get there. We got A. We can go G to C and then to the hallway. Reload. Okay, that's A. This will take us to G. A. Okay, we don't want to go to the last one. I think that's... Is that C? Okay, that took us to C. All right, and C should go to a bunch of rooms in the hallway. Okay, we can go back. There. Back here. Or to the hallway, I hope. The hallway is dimly lit. It's got several exits. 5 rooms for hallway 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think we've done that. All right. It's not ideal because there should be no actions. I mean, we have no actions really, and it should have no pattern. Okay, so I think well, it has this. None is the answer. We should say if you have no actions, don't show the section. Okay, so let's find our to-do. Can have always with no puzzles. Okay, I think we have sort of that. If there are no actions, don't show that section of the page. Okay. And if the pattern name is empty, I don't know if that's the right way. Don't show that section of the page. All right, can have always with no puzzles. I think these two concepts kind of cover that. So I think what we did was we added hallways, modified the dungeon to use them, or modified existing rooms to use them. Okay. That's good. All right. So if there are no actions, don't show the actions. Don't show that section. I think we want that in another place too.